Hi everyone, my name is Miso. Welcome back to my Cornerstone. I am a 19-year-old real estate agent right now, and because of that, I have gotten so many questions on real estate. How to get started, where do we begin, what do I do? But first, I would like to make a video just talking about what real estate is, what we do in this job, and some things that you might want to know before you decide to try it out. So let's dive in.
Every moment tonight, they led me to you. Every single time you look at me, I lose it too.
Okay, so let me give you a very simplified definition that I found off of Google. We are a licensed professional who get compensated for representing buyers and or sellers in real estate transactions. And real estate, honestly, it's not just about houses. It could go from houses to commercial buildings, like stores, or even to land. Anything that is real estate. I think this is something that everybody already knows. When they think of real estate agent, they automatically think of somebody who helps them buy a home or sell a home, but we do more than just that. So I want to talk about the skills that you would need in this job and some of the other things that you might want to know about this field that we do before you get started in real estate. Okay, first things first, let's talk about teamwork and communication skills. These two skills I think are so crucial when you're a real estate agent. You're going to be working with other people a lot. Yes, for one, you have your clients, but whatever it is on the other side, there's another agent. And then usually, most of the time, people get a loan, so the loan officer is involved. And when you're transferring property from one person to another, most cases, title work is involved, closing company is involved, sometimes the attorney, court stuff, everything is involved. And especially when things are not going right, you have to communicate with everybody back and forth to make sure you're on the same page and you know what's going on, right? Most of the time, your clients want an update too. Your client wants to know what's going on, and you need to talk with everybody to figure out what's going on, to communicate, and to work together to figure out a solution. When you are representing your buyers or sellers to begin with, you're already negotiating. So there's just so many stuff, and you need to know how to work together with other people and communicate with other people professionally, whether you like them or not. So the next thing that I want to add in here is knowing how the lending process works. Even though we are a real estate agent and our job is basically on real estate matters, it's really important that we also know how mortgage loans work. Most of the time, our buyers or clients, they need a loan for their home. And most of the time, our sellers also get a loan to buy their next home. So we need to know how all that works in general. Also, you do not want to take a client who doesn't have their pre-approval done yet to see a home, because you don't know if they're approved or not, if they qualify to buy a home or not, and it would be a waste of time on both ends, right? Most of the time, people reach out to us and they have no idea where to get started or how to get started. So we must help them get a loan, get working on their pre-approval. It would be helpful for our clients if we know what the interest rate is, because most of the time what the interest rate is going to impact our clients. At the same time, if we have knowledge on how lending works and how the economy works, then we can advise our clients if this is a good choice or not, or what steps to take, or you could buy now, refinance later. We can explain all that to them if we know how the lending process works. Let's talk about another thing. In this field, you might have to sacrifice and go the extra mile. There's just some things that you might just have to take matters into your own hands to get the deal done, right? Because when you're halfway through the deal and something doesn't work out, you just might have to do it yourself. I'll give you an example of this. In one of my past transactions, my buyers were buying a home, and after the inspection, my buyers wanted the window replaced. They wanted the window screen to be fixed, and it was a small issue. But the sellers, because it was a small issue, they didn't want to take care of that. But that was a deal breaker for my clients. So their agent, the seller's agent, decided to take things into her own hand, and she said she would fix that herself. She didn't even let the sellers know about it. She just she'll fix it on her own time, and the sellers didn't even know about it. But there's just some things that you have to do like behind the scenes to get the deal to close, and people are not even gonna know about it, and you have to go the extra mile just to get the deal done, you know. And in another scenario, my buyers, we did a final walkthrough, you know, and the home, it still had a little bit of odor. And yes, the sellers had already got a cleaning company to come in and clean already, but this is final walkthrough, it still smells. So then their agent offered me to re-clean the home a second time, but they had to do that and pay a cleaning crew another $100-$200 just to get the deal to work and to make sure my buyers are happy. And yeah, there's some things that's gonna come out of your pocket that you're probably gonna have to do just to keep things smooth. I want you to be prepared to help people after the deal is done. Even though our job is technically done once the home closes, people are still gonna reach out to you, especially if you have a first-time home buyer, especially if you work with people who don't speak English. Honestly, a lot of the questions I get asked is on stuff about homes too, like my plumbing doesn't work, my HVAC doesn't work, and there's just so many stuff that I really don't know. I'll be honest, but you know, I find connections for them, I send people, or I help them find somebody, and sometimes I just have to go the extra mile and search things up on YouTube or Google, and that's just how I make it work. The way you are after their home closes says a lot about you, and it will make your clients think of you a certain way. So if you're more willing to help them out after their home closes and you're still nice and you know you don't ghost them, then they're most likely gonna send you referrals. Also, I do want to mention that you will drive a lot and you need to be prepared to drive. And with that, make sure you have a reliable car that gets you from point A to point B. It does not have to be fancy, but yes, your miles will go up and you're gonna use a lot of gas. So a gas saver car would be nice. But when you're showing homes, you're gonna most likely get to the point where you're going to be going all over towns, and also not just homes, you know, not just showing homes, also like doing errands, meeting people, going out to meet people with lunch meetings, etc. So you're gonna be driving a lot in general, and that is just something that you need to be cautious of. So if you don't have a car would be nice. It would be very helpful in this field. Okay, finally, let's talk about pay. I know you guys want to hear about this one. Unfortunately, guys, we do not get paid until the deal is closed. If we're house hunting with our buyers and it takes my buyers a year, for example, to buy a home, we're not gonna get paid until they close on their home. Not even when they put an offer on the home. Same thing on the seller side. We do not get paid until the home gets sold. So it could be on the market for months. We could be advertising, we could be doing open houses, but we're not gonna get paid until this home closes, until the buyers get their keys too. I want people to know this because we do get paid a check when the home is sold. But until then, we're doing everything literally out of our own pocket. The gas, our time, all these efforts that we make, it's just out of our own pocket until the home is sold. And sometimes what's suck about this is like people could be house hunting for months with you, and then all of a sudden they just stop house hunting. We don't get anything out of that. And then also, let's say you have a deal that's under contract and the deal doesn't go through, you know, the sellers or buyers don't agree to something, then you don't get paid either, even though you represented them, even though you negotiated and all that, you're still not gonna get paid. So welcome to real estate. That's how it works. We don't get a check every month. We don't get a check every week. That is something that you should consider when you're thinking of real estate. I will say that the pros do outweigh the cons, and this is still a good field. This is just some things that I want you guys to be mindful of and to know before you get into this industry. I think it will be helpful to some because I don't want you to come into this field with so many expectations that have nothing to do with how real estate works, right? Especially all those who work in communities that are not fluent in English or they don't speak English at all, you will have to do even more because you will most likely be the in-between person for everything, and that's what I have experienced. I'm always been the in-between person. You know, I'm also a translator, and then on top of that, I have to help people call their utilities. I have to help them apply for this or that, you know. Most likely the people who don't speak English, they're uneducated about the home buying process or the home selling process. It's something that we have to explain to them very well, and just know that you're gonna have to do a little bit more than all these things that I've already lined out for you. There's probably so many more, but I wanna make this video short. Anyways, I am planning to make a real estate series. This is video number 1. And then I will be making video number 2, which I want you to watch next if you feel that you're ready to do real estate. So we're gonna talk about how we're gonna get started in real estate, you know, all the steps and process for real estate, all the costs, where to take your tests, where to do your courses. I will outline all of that in the next video. Make sure to watch for that. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, share this video. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.
Every moment tonight